Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Star Citizen. Today we will have some company. Ameera Dragonblood will join us for this episode and we will continue the investigation questline together. She picked us up at Orvison and I also brought Arnold with us. Ameera owns a medic ship, the Drake Cutlass Red. And we thought it will be the perfect ship for this mission, because it features 2 medical beds, which allow us to respawn in the ship. Because we died the last time and didn't finish it, we had to accept mission 3 again. The Cutlass Red looks pretty nice, and I'm even thinking of purchasing our own one. It costs about 2.6 million, so not that expensive after all. We arrived at our designated Onyx facility and wanted to start the mission, but somehow I didn't like the way Arnold was lying there. So we replaced him right to the opposite of the entrance, and his bouncing showed me how much he appreciated it. Insane in the membrane. Insane in the brain. Anyway, we moved to the research wing and went down the broken elevator. We already played that part in the last episode, so I will cut a lot of this mission. We got the data we were looking for pretty quickly, but then it got a little more complicated.
Stand by and I'll send you the next steps.
As I said in the last episode, I was pretty sure that I missed the shortcut or much more the elevator back to the lobby at level 6 or 7. So I didn't want to go down again to level 8 or 9, and therefore we were looking for that elevator. By the way, Ameera told me that female characters are discriminated in Star Citizen. Because they are shorter, they can't get up at certain places. Fortunately, it wasn't the case this time. In the last episode I missed this ventilation shaft, but it just led to another gun storage room. Which was pretty disappointing, to be honest. So we kept looking for that elevator. The problem was the guards were spawning over and over again. Seriously, they respawn too quickly in my opinion. Well, and after I got a serious injury, a very serious injury at my arm, I could barely raise the gun and not shoot at all anymore. So I couldn't help Ameera anymore, and soon after she went down. I tried to get her up again, but I couldn't even shoot the medigun. So we both died there. Unfortunately, we couldn't respawn in the ship like we wanted to, probably because it was in the hangar. So both of us had to respawn at our hometown. We wanted to save Arnold, and therefore I picked up Ameera at New Babbage. And I very much liked her new outfit. I also never saw the backpack before and was fascinated by the numbers in the back. None of us knew what they are standing for, but they look pretty cool. Then we flew back to Arnold and something very annoying happened. It said mission complete when we arrived at the facility, so we couldn't play the mission again. Which means we kind of cheated us through mission 3. Which I didn't like much, to be honest. It was totally my fault because I should have known better, as it already happened before, but this time I was pretty pissed, to be honest. but there was nothing we could do, so we accepted mission 4.
Hey, it's Arkin. Glad you're back on board. I keep poring over that last batch of data you pulled from Onyx. There's a picture forming, but it's hazy. Still not sure what or where Europe's hiding. We need more info to bring everything into focus, so you're going back in. Start making your way, and I'll be in touch.
Before we moved on to the next Onyx facility, we returned to Arnold, of course. After all, it was his fault that we cheated. Always blame the plushy toy. Then we wanted to fly to the next Onyx facility. I took the pilot seat because I wanted to test the Cutlass Vet, but even if we were in the same party, the game didn't like us to be in Ameera's hangar. So we had to hurry up to avoid our ship getting impounded. We arrived at our new Onyx facility, and this time we had to go to the engineering wing again. Ameera doesn't like jumping parts very much, and so I prepared to catch her with the multi-tool. Which probably wouldn't have worked anyway, but you know. I can be your hero, baby. Well, I told you in my DL videos, it's better that you don't hear me singing. I love to sing, but I have no talent at all. Anyway, we found the terminal we were looking for, but we couldn't download the data because it said maintenance required. So we started looking for things we could probably fix. We discovered something which looked like something is missing. Probably a fuse or anything like that. So we were looking for objects which might fit into the triangle. The only thing we could find were those flammable boxes. But they weren't supposed to fit in there. Then I messed it up, but fortunately Ameera was with us and she got us back on our feet pretty quickly. We kept looking for any object that could fit in there when we discovered another hind. This terminal said that the cooling pipes were disconnected. So we were looking for pipes now. We don't even have time to look around properly because the guards are spawning over and over again, and honestly it's almost kind of annoying how often they respawn. Then we got hurt by steam which was coming from a broken pipe. After that I was pretty sure that those were the pipes we were looking for. But honestly, we had no idea how to fix it. In the engineering wing you have a lot of these machines which can produce multi-tool attachments. So I thought they might be there for a reason. The only attachment I didn't know was the cambio attachment. So we got one of those. It also said repair with the right mouse button, but that didn't work. After a while we figured out that we need a cambio canister. You can also produce them in those machines, but they are empty. And to repair something, they had to be full with recycled material. So we were looking for objects which we can salvage to get that recycled material. While we were doing so, we met another player. I wasn't even mad at him because I started to fire. Honestly, I thought that's another NPC. Ameera managed to get us up, but we got immediately shot again. Unfortunately, Ameera died soon after. Well, that was totally my fault. Anyway though, Ameera has even 2 Cutlass Red. And to save some time, we met in space to avoid the whole landing process. I can tell you how much I love the fact that you can leave your ship and transition to another ship anywhere at any time. In general, the seamless world of Star Citizen is unbelievable to me. Combined with the level of detail and amazing graphics, it's the by far most immersive game I've ever played. And we are speaking of hundreds, if not 1,000 games. But it is still an alpha and therefore there are a lot of bugs. This time we were stuck inside the door. Which wasn't a big deal though, because after Ameera opened the doors again, we were free. We flew back to our Onyx facility, where Arnold was waiting for us in Ameera's second Cutlass Red. Honestly, I didn't even ask her why she has 2 of them. Or did I and can't remember? Please help me, Ameera. Tell us in the comments. Somehow the second ship despawned though, or got stored in the hangar by itself. And Ameera's game became more and more laggy, therefore she couldn't even get it out of the hangar anymore. On top of that, it was also very late for her. We already played for about 6 or 7 hours, and so she decided to call it a day. Before she left though, we got some cambio canisters full with recycled material from her, which she brought with her from Port Tesla. A friend of her told her how to use them, and so she instructed us. Big thank you to Ameera. It was a joy to play with you. I still wanted to finish the mission, and so we went to the engineering wing again. Somehow it feels like the enemy spawn at these missions is random. Most of the time, the baby worms don't spawn when you enter the area. Sometimes there are a lot of them right from the start though. And honestly, I didn't play carefully enough. I was getting used to have backup with Ameera, so it happened what had to happen. Being solo and not being careful always ends in death. At least with my skills. Of course I had to return. Played it much more carefully and cleaned the whole area. Then we started to repair those pipes, which made me fall in love with the questline even more. As I said the last time, I like the story behind and also the atmosphere it creates. But things like that make it even more interesting and immersive. I never used that tool before, so please don't blame me for overdoing it. We found 3 of those pipes right at the beginning of the area. Well, those worms are aiming much better than I do. We fixed them all and I thought we were done. But the terminal said different. Soon after, we noticed a lot more pipes. So we fixed them all. As you see, we already took some damage again, and I was a little paranoid about the frequently respawning enemies. Anyway though, we fixed all the maintenance problems, and the terminal was ready to copy our data.
Fabrication request accepted.
That's what we're
Beginning
looking for.
fabrication.
Get out of
Please
there and
stand
take
by.
it to drop off.
Process complete. Item successfully fabricated.
We had to extract the hard drive and bring it to the Seraphim station. Fortunately, we knew the exit of the engineering wing, and it was also pretty nearby. We had to kill a few more enemies, and as you can see, I was pretty nervous. I didn't want to die anymore. But there were only 2, and so we reached the elevator. We hopped in our freelancer and flew to the Seraphim station. Once again I was pretty nervous, because I was afraid that the hard drive will bug through the elevator. Which I think nobody can blame me for. It's Star Citizen after all. Fortunately it didn't happen, and so we could finish the mission.
Thanks for dropping the data off. I'm hoping that the sensors managed to pick up something anomalous, and then we can start putting together a clearer pattern. I'll be in touch again soon.
Honestly, this questline surprised and excited me more than I was hoping for. It seems like every mission gets even more exciting. Therefore, I can't wait for the next one. I hope you enjoyed the video and to see you in the verse. Your Mombi.